Alrighty, no experience and very beginner-friendly work-from-home jobs is what we're all about today. In fact, I have 6 opportunities for you, and they pay right around $18 an hour or more, and one of them could pay up to $38 an hour. I'll show you that one, but let's start with a company that always seems to have no experience work-from-home jobs, and it's Imagine 360. They have an opening for a Member Services Intake Support Administrator. This is a full-time remote position anywhere within the United States. And we can see right here on the job description, they tell us how much they pay, which is between $38,000 and $40,000 per year. And what you're going to do in this job is provide support to the Member Services Department by assisting with initial file setup and triaging of balance bill submissions and legal documents. So you do a whole bunch of data entry of members' balance bill and account information into the database and act as a liaison between member services and internal stakeholders to ensure timely follow-up of negotiations and other related issues regarding access to care. They want you to have a high school diploma. They prefer you have a bachelor's degree, and that's just preferred. It's not required, but you do need to be comfortable using a computer and you're proficient in Microsoft software as well as internet navigation, and you have excellent data entry skills. And then, of course, you need your typical soft skills. You can multitask, you're a good communicator, you're a team player, and you're able to stay focused and manage your time appropriately. So this was the first no experience needed work from home job. Let's go into the next one. And it comes to us from the company Wealth. Wealth is looking for a member support specialist. This is a full-time remote position anywhere within the United States. They tell us right here on the job description this is a remote US-based position. It is full-time. They'll give you full benefits. They want you to be available to work weekdays and weekends. You'll be working 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Time Zone hours. You don't have to live in the Eastern Time Zone. Just translate your local hours to those hours. And they tell us right here flexibility is encouraged, and they'll try to be flexible with your schedule in return. And right here on the job description, they tell us they'll pay you $18 per hour. So what you'll do is support members in the Wealth program with any questions or issues that may arise regarding the program and address any tech issues necessary. You'll take phone calls through the Wealth helpline, answer emails, and send text messages in response to member inquiries. You'll also monitor member adherence and alert the medical care team if needed. You don't need any related work experience in this position, but you do need excellent customer service skills. They're not saying you need that experience, you just need that skill. And it's a plus you're bilingual in English and Spanish, and that's just a plus, it's not required. And then you need all your typical soft skills. You're a good communicator, you can manage your time well, etc. So moving on, we have another no experience needed work from home job with Wealth. This is for a member enrollment specialist. It's a full-time remote position anywhere within the United States. So this job comes before the one I just talked about as far as hierarchy. You're going to be trying to get people to enroll in the program. It's a full-time job, 40 hours per week, and your schedule ranges from Monday through Saturday between the hours of 6 a.m. and 8 p.m. Pacific Time Zone hours. And you don't have to live in the Pacific Time Zone because this is a remote position anywhere within the United States. Just translate your local hours to those hours. And right here on the job description, they tell us they'll pay up to $18 per hour plus a monthly bonus. So if I was going for this job, I would start my salary negotiations over $18 an hour and then work my way down. I think I'm worth that. So yeah, this job is the step before the job I just talked about, because in this one you'll contact prospective members via phone to introduce and explain the Wealth program and assist them with enrollment by showing them how to download and use the app. You'll also work with the rest of the member operations team to conduct feedback outreaches to better help members' voices be heard. And you don't need any experience in this position. They do want you to have excellent interpersonal skills. You're able to quickly build rapport. You can overcome objections. You have knowledge of Android and iOS mobile technology. You're capable of guiding less tech-savvy individuals through app download and usage. And it would be nice you're bilingual in English and Spanish. So on to the next. Dane Street has an opening for an IME customer service representative. This is a full-time remote position anywhere within the United States, no location restrictions, nor do they tell us how much they pay. But based on my experience, I'm thinking a job like this could pay anywhere from $18 to $20 an hour, but there's no way I can guarantee that's how much you'll make. You'll have to work that out with them. So this doesn't sound like your typical customer service position because you're not going to be dealing with the average customer. You're going to be dealing with medical facilities. You'll be responsible for the receipt of new cases and ensuring proper system drafting and setup. You'll also be responsible for taking direction and facilitating the case assignment and scheduling process. So in other words, you'll handle receipt of new cases. That means you'll intake new cases and review and verify information and sort, organize, and create medical document listing. You'll also assign and schedule new cases to physicians for review with the appropriate physician based on location and ensure that the assigned physician has no conflict of interest with the case assignment. You'll monitor, process, and track cases to ensure the company meets deadlines and update clients frequently on cases in progress. They prefer you have an associate's degree, and that's just preferred, it's not required. They also prefer but don't require you have business experience in a healthcare and/or insurance setting. You need exceptional communication skills, you're a critical thinker, you can manage your time well, and you're comfortable using computers, and you're a good typer. So moving on, Voya has an opening for an associate tax analyst. This is an entry-level position, but they're not requiring related work experience in this position. This is a full-time remote position. However, they're only hiring in the states of Connecticut, New Jersey, Minnesota, Georgia, New York, Arizona, and Massachusetts. And this job was posted over 2 weeks ago, but it's still on their careers page, so we can only assume it's still available. And I'm just scrolling down this job description because right here on the job description, they tell us they'll pay you between $48,180 and $80,320 per year. Now that's quite a range. They're not requiring you have related experience if you have a bachelor's degree, but if you do have any sort of related experience, definitely start your negotiations at the higher end. So you'll be responsible for processing, record maintenance, tracking data, and moderating project work associated with the maintenance of tax records. You'll also assist in the collection of tax data and the preparation of tax returns. You'll process withholding payment activity, maintenance of tax form data, conduct reconciliations, respond to federal and state inquiries, maintain tax documentation and procedures, assist team members in work efforts as directed, and pursue development opportunities. And what they want is a bachelor's degree or relative experience. So if you have a bachelor's degree, they're not requiring experience in this position. And then they tell us they want you to have 0 to 3 years experience or internship working with internal and external business partners. You're analytical, self-motivated, you have excellent communication skills, and they prefer you have Microsoft Excel and Access skills. So that sums up this job. I have one more no experience needed work from home job. It comes to us from Sarnova, and this job is for a verifying representative in the Digitech division of this company. It's a full-time remote position anywhere within the United States, and I just want to see if they tell us how much they pay, and nope, they don't. So taking a look at Google's AI overview, it looks like a verifying representative salary at Sarnova can range from approximately $35,000 to $50,000 per year, or around $18 to $25 per hour. But I can't guarantee that. You'll have to work out your salary with them, but at least you have a starting point for your negotiations. So the first statement in this position is they're seeking someone who has knowledge of medical billing to research patient and insurance records to ensure completeness and accuracy of information prior to coding claims. But as we dig further into this job, they're really not requiring a whole lot of experience, if any at all. So in this position, you'll be responsible for researching patient and insurance records for the client's EMS patients. You'll receive EMS patient care reports and verify that all necessary information is received and recorded prior to coding claims. So you're going to do a whole bunch of data entry in this position, receiving all patient care reports for assigned clients and process in a timely manner, gather and find insurance information, and verify information in the files. Verify insurance is valid for date of service. You'll also verify name, date of birth, and address for each patient, and if any of that information is missing, you'll do your due diligence to get that information. So you need all your typical soft skills for this job, including computer literacy. You're able to work 2 monitors. Now, did you notice they're not saying you need experience in medical billing? They just want you to have some knowledge. So if you're interested in this job, just do a quick internet search. Try to pick up whatever you can about medical billing. Well, that does it for this one. In fact, we just went over a nice handful of no experience needed work from home jobs. Hopefully one of them works out for you. And if you're looking for work from home jobs that will train you, check out this video right here. But if all these jobs are a little too bare bones for you, check out my other channel, Cat Scans Remote Jobs. There I present upper entry-level, mid-level remote jobs. Good luck to all of you who apply. Thank you so much for visiting, and I'll meet you on the next job lead.